Hi, everybody. Welcome to Story Station. This is Sandy from Words Alive, and I am excited to read to you a beautiful book called Dreamers. Do you ever have dreams? You know, Dreamers has a number of different meanings. You can dream in your sleep and think about many, many wonderful things. You can also dream when you're awake. You can dream about wonderful things that you want to happen. So we are anxious to read this story called Dreamers and to see if they're talking about when you're asleep or when you're awake. So get your bodies ready. Open up your eyes so you can see the beautiful illustrations. Turn up the volume of your ears so you can hear everything the author has to say. And turn up your voice box so you can respond and tell me everything you think about this book and some of the questions I might ask you. Now let's sing the song that tells us the parts of the book. The title's on the front, the title's on the front. Hi-ho, Biblio, the title's on the front. The author writes the words, the author writes the words. Hi-ho, Biblio, the author writes the words. The illustrator draws, the illustrator draws. Hi-ho, Biblio, the illustrator draws. The spine binds the book, the spine binds the book. Hi-ho, Biblio, the spine binds the book. And now it's time to read, and now it's time to read. Hi-ho, Biblio, and now it's time to read. And look at that. I know there's a little glare there, but I'll put it closer so you can see. When you open up this beautiful story, the cover on the front is half of her face, and the cover on the back is the other half of her face, and a great big beautiful flower. It's called Dreamers, and there's also a little baby in the story. This book is written by Yuji Morales. Dreamers. Do you think it's going to be about a good dream? Looks really pretty to me. I love butterflies and birds and lots of colors. And that's something this book has. Dreamers by Yuji Morales. And this book is produced by Neil Porter Books, and we're grateful for them allowing us to read this book. So let's look closely. Do you see someone in the picture who might be dreaming? There is. There's a little girl. And she's got a pencil with lots of beautiful drawings. I see faces and houses and color. Do you like to draw? Do you like to draw anything that you've maybe dreamt before? Well, one day we bundled our gifts in our backpack. Oh, look at all the things she puts in her backpack. What things would you put in your backpack? Maybe things to take to school or to grandma's house or to take to a friend's, or maybe just out for a picnic. Well, these friends packed up their backpack and crossed a bridge outstretched like the universe. See the mountains and the butterflies and the beautiful birds. And here down below it's stitched. Adios, corazon. Adios. Do you remember what that means? Adios. Can you think about it? What am I doing? It means goodbye. And when we make it to the other side, thirsty and in awe, unable to go back, we became immigrants. So here they packed up the few belongings that they could in a backpack. They crossed this long, long bridge from a faraway place and came to a new place that was not home. And when you come to a new place that you don't belong at, you weren't born at, you're called an immigrant. So here they are, looking all around, just the baby, the mom, and the backpack. It says, unable to go back. I wonder, why weren't they able to go back? Migrantes, you and I. The sky and the land welcomed us with words, unlike those of our ancestors. So I guess their ancestors are people like grandmas and grandpas and uncles and aunts and all the people that were in their family that came before them. Well, those people didn't speak the same words. This says, give thanks. But they didn't recognize those words because they didn't speak the same language. I wonder what language they spoke. Yes? There were so many things we didn't know, unable to understand, and afraid to speak. And here she's trying to say hello, and she's trying to read a map of San Francisco, and here she's swimming in a fountain with a little boy. Do you think that's okay? Who do you see in the background? Why do you think that person has their hands on their hips? Uh-oh. I don't think she's supposed to go swimming in the fountain. It says we made lots of mistakes. I guess they didn't know. Maybe where they came from, they could swim in places like that. You and I became caminantes. Wow. They are walkers. Look at all of those feet and all of those people holding signs. They walked and walked and walked, like taking a long hike for miles and miles. Thousands and thousands of steps we took around this land until the day we found, what is that? Do you recognize that? Have you ever been to one of those places? A place we had never seen before. Suspicious, improbable. They had never seen a place with all of these things on the shelves. Do you know what that's called? I bet you said library. Unbelievable. Surprising. They had never seen a place that had so many books. How would you feel if you walked into a library the very first time and were able to look at any book you want? Unimaginable. And look at all the pictures. Why do you think the artist chose to draw these pictures in a library? Do you think they're really there? Or do you think maybe they're from her imagination about all the books you could read, about buses, baseball, astronauts, the universe with stars, oceans with fish, books about moons and clouds and coyotes, books about almost anything you could think of. where we didn't need to speak. We only needed to trust, and we did. Do you remember when she came, she was trying to learn the language by saying hello? But it made her nervous. Would you feel nervous if you didn't know how to speak the language everyone else was speaking? But in this library, they could learn and look things up and enjoy the pictures and not have to speak at all. And do you know what she's holding in her hand? I'm going to put it real close so you can see. It's a library card. And when you have one of those, you get to take these books home and borrow them and read them and enjoy them. And when you're finished, bring them back and get some more. I guess you've never been able to do that before. Look at how excited she is. She looks like she's flying with her little boy, going to all these different places that she's reading about. Books became our language. Books became our home. Books became our lives. We learned to read. Learning to read can take you anywhere, anywhere. Any book that you read can take you so many places that you might not be able to go on your feet, but you can go with your eyes and your imagination. They learn to speak, they learn to write, and to make their voices heard. Look at what she's doing. She's got a great big needle and thread, and it looks like she's doing some sewing. He's taking out a pencil out of his backpack. There's lots more books. And this hyena howling. Someday, we will become something we haven't even yet imagined. So maybe they're learning from books all the things they might want to be and do in the world. Do you think he might want to do something with this? Maybe go up in space? Or become an artist and draw? Or learn about the universe? But right now, we are stories. We are two languages. We are lucha. We are resilience. We are hope. We are dreamers, sonadores of the world. We are love, amor, love. They're learning about all the things that are in the world through these beautiful books and dreaming. Did you know this is a true story? That back in 1994, there was a woman, Ciudad Juarez in Mexico, with her 2-month-old son, Kelly. And they came all the way on their feet to Texas. And they became immigrants of the United States and learned all about libraries and all the wonderful places libraries can take us. And they started dreaming of all the things they could do here. I hope you continue to dream and read lots of books and listen to everything you want to be, because there's a lot of things out there. I'm so glad you enjoyed our story. We'll see you next time on Story Station. Bye-bye.